I've just got back from Wex in Birmingham, who have given me this beast of a bridge camera to have a play with for a couple of days. It's the Sony RX10 Mark IV, and we're going to take a look at it close up, get it out and about, some random sample shots, and have a chat to see what we think about this absolute premium beast of a bridge camera with the crazy zoom. So let's crack on. I took this out for a solid day of shooting yesterday, and I gotta say the build quality for this chunk of a bridge camera that comes in at about 1 kilo, the build quality is actually really nice. It's a solid thing. This grip is really good, deep, nice grab on that. I do like that. The buttons well laid out, and actually you can use it with one hand, the main operating hand, nice and easy, while you're resting with this hand here. As the lens zooms out, you definitely need that. You get to the 600 end, wobbles start to come in on the video footage. This thing does have image stabilization, so that helps out massively, especially with video shooting, for me anyway. Here we've got a manual focus ring. We've got a zoom ring, although I prefer to use this toggle here, tele and wide, right by the on-off switch. You'll note, if you're into your shutter releases still, you can screw that in right there. There's a pop-up flash, which I never bothered with, I never do. It's very nicely integrated. And it's ready to shoot. We've got this toggle here for zooming in and out, and you can see it's marked with a 35mm equivalent at 24 to 600. So for me, that was my preferred method of zooming in and out. You can use this for finer adjustments. We've got a little button here to illuminate the top display, which shows your shutter speed, your f-stop, your white balance, battery, shots left, exposure compensator, and the drive mode that you're in. So turn that off and out. You can go into your C2 or your C1 settings in there. On this side, you've got your selections there: aperture priority, shutter priority, manual, video, panorama, etc. Very handy. Let me shut that down for you so you can see the speed of shutdown. You can limit the focus range. We've got a switch there, full to infinity to 3 meters. We've got 2 little doors here revealing the mic and the headphone port, very handy. The USB charge port and the HDMI out. Let's flick it over to this side. You'll see it's got Nespresso built in. Near field communication. 1 card slot, so I've put a fast SD in there. On the front, down here, we can switch between the focus modes. You'll notice the lens has another ring that we didn't talk about, and that's a clicked aperture ring from 2.4 to 1.6. There is a tab here, so you can turn the clicks on and off, so the video shooters might prefer a click-free experience there. When I'm shooting stills, I like the clicks nice and tactile. That's decent. Check out this bad boy of a lens. I mean, without going into the summary, this is what it's all about really. This Zeiss 24 to 600mm equivalent lens. No ND filter built into this thing, but you can screw one on. Bit of a oversight there from Sony perhaps. The viewfinder juts out nicely. We've got a movie button there, which actually was quite convenient. dial there, auto exposure lock function, display with a button, play, delete, and also C3 and a menu button there. The screen flips down, and also with a tiny bit of care flips up, does not flip around. Touch screen, mostly useful, especially in playing back. You can zoom in quickly, and it's, well, as you can see, not a lot else is happening there. We can flick through images nice and quickly. Typical Sony menus here. I'm pretty used to them, but this one took me a while to work out how to turn off the operation sounds. I don't like to hear beeps when I'm shooting, but you know, if you're not into your menus, that might do your head in a little bit. That's just a very quick overview of the camera build, body, and some of the features itself. It has a whole load of the stuff that you would expect from a modern shooter while having the lens completely built in. It does have 4K video. It does have slow motion right to, I think, 960 frames per second. It doesn't have things like time lapse built in. I really like that build quality, absolutely solid. Let's get back out and shoot some more and have a chat at the end to see how we feel about it.
Right, little handheld test, no mic because I've forgotten. I can plug it in, but you know, it's relatively quiet now. Is it tracking my face? You can register the face, so it's a lot surer, but what do you reckon? Let's move into some awkward light and see if it adjusts well. It's just a really quick test. I don't even know if it's focused on me, but if it is, more or less, we'll use this clip. Could be a bit wobbly. I'll be honest, I have got a bit carried away with this 600mm end of it, so here's another video clip for what it's worth. Well, I guess that's that, and I better just get on with the summary and let you know how I got on, because clearly I got a bit carried away, which hopefully I'd have shrunk down instead of throwing everything at you all at once. Anyway, summary time, let's get in.
I'm pretty sure a bunch of you wouldn't have expected me to recommend a bridge camera, and yeah, for sure, really doesn't feature up the scale after in no particular order, DSLR, mirrorless camera, premium, compact, film SLR, stuff like that, you know. The bridge camera, if I'm honest, falls way under all of those. Once I got shooting with it, I really loved it, and I got well carried away with that 24 to 600mm equivalent, and that is a massive selling point for this beast of a camera. 24mm at 2.4, once you start getting out of that, and for some reason I found this thing would creep up to 28mm between shots. I don't know if I was knocking this or something, because I wasn't touching the top dial. Yeah, once you get up to 28 after the 24, then it starts to stop down. It stops down quite quickly, but the beautiful thing is it only goes to f4 at the widest long end, so pretty cool. Of course, when you're shooting video, the longer your focal length, the more prone to shakes it gets, and even with the steady shot, for me personally, handheld, it was a struggle for me to get a 600mm steady shot, but you know, the video mode's really capable. The slow motion is nice. There's a lot more that I could have got into and that I would play with if I was taking this out and about traveling. The touch screen could be a bit more useful. The menu system, well, I think Sony are stuck in the ways with that. You can get the files off nice and quick to your smartphone, which is cool, especially for traveling and quick stuff like that. It's easy to operate. I found no problems with that at all. I could have done with a little dial on the front, but that's just me. And now you're holding something that's basically the size of a DSLR. You've got most of the features there when it comes to usability. Do you really want something so big and so expensive? Well, if you want an all-in-one, mega zoom, good, nice video, then why not? I don't think it's something that I would spend on, but if I had to have one camera that did it all and got it done, this is pretty much there. Low light, higher ISO, not so great. Remember, it's only a 1-inch type sensor. It's still struggling. The same sensor as in the RX10IV Mark V, I believe, with a chip and stuff for the phase detection focus. Yeah, the focus actually, I should say, is really fast. No problem at all. I use the back screen to select the points and shoot away. Startup time, as you saw before, is nice and quick. There's a lot of pros to this thing, and you would expect it at the price. It is a premium product, and it feels like one, and for the most part works like one. If you're happy with the low light, high ISO not being ideal, if not, get your hands on it, test it out, see how you feel. Get down to Wex in Birmingham, for example, where I borrowed this from, and see what you think. I think you'll be surprised. There's a whole lot you could say about it. Battery power, decent. USB charging. Exposure compensator dial, pretty much where I like it. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with this camera. It has faster continuous autofocus than the A9, 24 frames per second, so that's pretty amazing, especially compared to a lot of DSLRs and a lot of mirrorless cameras. That is pretty nuts. I guess as it's a Sony, I'm not going to have someone come on and say my Sony's better, because it is a Sony. Well, let us know what experience you have with bridge cameras. If you look at the channel, possibly the last bridge camera that I actually had was 13 years ago, Fujifilm, or Fujifilm Pix S7000, S5000, something like that. I don't know, I wasn't really making videos, but I think I threw up some samples from it that I found on a hard drive, and anyway, yeah. This is really a grown up bridge camera for people with a bit of money to invest in an all-in-one powerhouse. What more can you say, really? Well, let us know if there's something you think it lacks. Let us know if you think there's a better alternative bridge camera wise. Massive thumbs up. Really surprised me about how I feel about bridge cameras. I'm not going out to buy one just yet, but if anyone wants to give me £1,500 to specifically buy a fat Sony, might buy this one.